fell for it big time. Though.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
I'm Scott.
We're feeling green today. Yesterday we were green. I don't know how. I checked the settings. Maybe we just need to switch up our time and let the sun shine.
It is anything but a green day. It is beautiful. There's not a cloud in the sky. There's no wind. Knock on wood. Beautiful day in fall of high desert California.
So. Looking at the reflection of the door, you'd think it's a green day, but it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got to crack this code. I got to crack it. Okay, remember when Democrats rammed through the Inflation Reduction Act during the days they controlled all of Washington, D.C.? It ignited a chain reaction that led to higher Medicare costs for America's senior citizens.
So this would have been like from 2020 to 2022, right?
Yeah, that's when they controlled.
Yeah, and they went wild.
If you want to know what's in the bill, what's in the law, pass it.
Yeah,
and read it.
Aunt Nancy's little slogan, right?
If you want, that's okay. Nearly 2 years after its passage, the IRA has diverted nearly $260 billion from the projected Medicare savings to pay for special interest handouts like large tax credits for costly electric vehicles, enormous subsidies paid to big health insurers, PBM corporations, and funding healthcare programs for illegal immigrants. Ron Fitzwater, Chief Executive Officer of the Missouri Pharmacy Association, wrote in an op-ed in the Missouri Times. The Biden Harris administration is not protecting Medicare. They're stealing from it, he wrote. Want to know more?
This is so wrong.
It is.
I mean, I'm part of that system. So, and just a little sideline, when I had to sign up for that because I didn't want to because I was still covered by.
They made you. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care. And the lady told me, Medicare doesn't care if you're covered by another insurance. You're going on it. So, anyway, according to Politico, the chain reaction began when the act shifted the burden of paying for prescription medicine from the seniors to insurance companies. Now we know how. Go ahead.
Politico is a Democrat rag.
Yeah, blue.
Yeah,
blue.
Totally, and they're knocking it. Yeah.
So then came what could have been predicted. Insurance companies hiked their premiums because they're not going to take it in the short term for 2025. So next year, we're going to be paying more.
Yes.
Fitzwater, in his op-ed, said increases were coming in at 179%.
That's crazy.
That is
more than double.
Obscene. Crazy.
Yeah, so, more than double.
Yeah,
almost triple.
But since that was going to hit, right before the election, there was one more step: a federal bailout that has the taxpayer-funded federal treasury taking the hit for what the IRA caused.
Robbing from Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly. So wrong. It's using the federal treasury for political advantage. Republican Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, so I think I don't know if he's the junior senator or senior senator or Senator John Kennedy. Anyway, and we love John Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
This is a way for the executive branch to implement a policy which has very positive political ramifications for them, but with very sketchy legal standing.
More sketchy than sushi at a gas station.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So Fitzwater estimates that all told, that puts the entire IRA rate on Medicare at well over $330 billion. That's criminal.
I'm not even in that group yet, but I'm approaching it quickly, and I'm really upset.
That's criminal.
It is, and they keep harping about us. Republicans are going to destroy Social Security and Medicare. Well,
let me tell you. So for those of you who don't know, that Medicare premium comes right out of your Social Security check, whether you like it or not. And, for some, I know people that are living strictly on Social Security. And, and that's a pretty thin, I mean, you're approaching probably poverty really levels for some people.
Yeah.
So when they start taxing that, and that was one of Trump's deals, right? He was going to stop taxing Social Security, federal Social Security. And again, that goes back to the Biden days when Biden was a senator and he put forth that. So we didn't used to have taxes on Social Security, at least federal taxes, but now we do. So hopefully that'll go away and maybe that'll ease this burden, or they can figure out a way to put this money back, because that's just ridiculous.
As a side note, since you mentioned that, I asked my neighbor, "Are you excited about no taxes on your Social Security?" No, it won't happen. If it does, his rich buddies will benefit from it.
Oh, come on.
That's what he said.
Well, I'm not a rich buddy. I am a buddy of his. If it's the guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And but I'm not rich, and yeah, I could use a few extra $100.
Yeah.
Going back into my pocket every month.
Heck
So,
yeah, especially with Social Security annuitants or recipients.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's what Steve Forbes said about Bidenomics. Quote, Biden Harris IRA diverted $260 billion in hashtag Medicare savings for, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me.
The sneeze cough button is broken today. So bless you. One more.
Yeah, okay, I'm taking the day off. Savings for EVs and other handouts. Spiked premiums 20% to 179%. I suppose 20% is certain drugs and 179 is other drugs. And raised $5 billion plus per year from Medicare Trust Fund to cover up costs. Actual patient prescription savings, $1.5 billion. End quote.
Bless you.
I'm allergic to Scott.
You're gonna need Medicare.
They don't care.
They don't care.
The IRAs, when I say IRA, I think of the Irish Republican Army. Tinkering with Medicare also has impacted drug companies. A Wall Street Journal editorial explained the process. Quote, the IRA let Medicare negotiate prices for 10 to 20 drugs a year and a total of 60 by 2029. Negotiate is a euphemism for extortion. This is a quote here. It's not my words. Drug makers that don't participate or reject the government's price face a daily excise tax that starts at 186% and climbs to 1,900% of a drug's daily revenue, the editorial began. The law also requires manufacturers to pay the government rebates on medicines sold to Medicare. If they raise prices more than the rate of inflation and puts them on the hook for more than entitlements Part D costs, Democrats use the resulting estimated savings of more than $160 billion to pay for the Green New Deal, the editorial said. But subsidized solar panels won't help if you get sick.
That's right.
Nope. The inevitable, albeit invisible, result of Democrats' raid on pharmaceutical companies will be fewer new medicines, the Wall Street Journal editorial explained.
Okay. It's got to be you, too. I don't have an Uncle Bob.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I am Uncle Bob sometimes. But
Cameron's Uncle Bob. Speaking of solar panels, I was telling my brother Bob this past weekend that SoCal Edison placed a flyer on my mailbox, all of the mailboxes, taped it right on so it couldn't blow away, that said solar will now be mandatory on all houses in 2025. Way big government overreach.
Now, this is new houses, right? Anything new
being
built?
No, it did not say that. It was on every mailbox. Oh, wow. It says every house.
I don't know how they implement that. Would they cut you off if you don't have solar? I don't know how they
we'd have
enforce
to think about that.
But anyway, I could see it saying, hey, any new houses now built have to have that. But even
maybe they could stop your electrical, but that's like a life safety though. They turn off your electricity.
Yeah, I don't think they could do that.
It's life safety.
You can take them to court for that if you're paying your bill and everything's good.
There's a lot of court costs, for the state to be enforcing that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Millions of. Okay, this is egregious and malfeasance at its best. It's way overreach.
Yeah, these people are out of control. They're
out of control.
Yeah, and again the cost of living increase this year, I think for Social Security is going to go up like around 3%, maybe a little over, maybe a little under.
That's a good bump.
Well,
better than a 1%.
Well, we had like not almost 9 or 10% a couple years ago.
Because of inflation,
and they hadn't raised it for a while. So last year we got a little bit of a bump, about the same. This year, 2025, I think it's supposed to be that. And again, that's, when you're talking the average, I think the average Social Security check going out is around $2,000 a month. That's not much for people that are living on that solely.
Especially
and then having a couple $100 a month taken out for Medicare.
For Medicare. You got a mortgage, if you have a car payment. I mean, it's not like the good old days when you're at your peak earning power, bringing in $5,000, $10,000 a month,
Yeah. So
It's
if you've got elderly parents or grandparents, keep an eye on them and make sure that their cupboards are good, and help them out, and make sure they're taken care of. They're a natural resource, and
They took care of you when you were in
they
diapers.
did, and a lot of them, there's not too many left, but part of that is from that greatest generation, right? They did a lot. They sacrificed a lot.
They're
So
they're slowly dying off. That
yeah,
greatest generation.
and maybe not even if they're family, maybe if they're just your friends, next door neighbors or whatever. Just kind of keep an eye on them and
That's
make sure
the
they're
Christian
doing
way.
okay.
Yeah,
exactly. Drop a
way.
bag of groceries off on their doorstep, or give them some money in an envelope or whatever. Because I mean, there are people out there that are hurting.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I'm not part of that group, but I know some people that are, and it's tough. It's really tough. So especially this time of year, give a little extra.
Okay. All right, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. I don't know the topic tomorrow. We do have a topic, but it was a whirlwind this week. So
yeah, but you cranked them out this week. So there's some good ones.
The producers
some
did,
really good ones. Well,
Baba.
Producer.
Thanks a lot, folks.
Take care, everyone.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks. Bye.
That was funny.